How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. So I am not the type of person to press the panic button very quickly. There was no reason to panic to start the season. The offensive line needed time to gain some chemistry, to become a better unit and gel. No reason to panic. The offense is figuring things out. We've seen the offense figure things out. This Cincinnati Bengals team became 4-3 on the season and looking like a premier offense in this league. And then the wheels start to fall off. Jamar Chase injured. He's going to miss a handful of games. And now Chido Awuzie tears an ACL and is going to be out for this season. And yeah, when you go and play Cleveland and you don't put any points on the board start the first half, yeah, we're going to hit the panic button a little bit. There is all the reason in the world to be panicked and concerned if you are a Cincinnati Bengals fan right now. This is an offensive line. You wanted to see it gel. You wanted to see it grow, but we are seeing the same problem it has had time and time again where it faces a dominant pass rusher and they fall apart. The amount of times Burrow got hit last night, or the amount of times Burrow got hit Monday night, it's tough. What's really concerning about this offensive line, I expect these other guys to gel and grow, and I still think we're going to see it, but what's really been concerning is Jonah Williams' play. I love this guy. I've had a lot of hope and expectations for this guy over the last few years, and I'd still love to think he figures it out, but he has been struggling. The blind side of Joe Burrow has been getting hit, and it's been getting hit far too often. We've seen it again against the Cleveland Browns. Just getting outright beat was Jonah Williams, and it wasn't pretty. Again, no Jamar Chase, and I think that the one thing we have to stop and take a step back on here with this offense and this Bengals team losing to the Browns. Stefanski has had the Bengals number for as long as I can remember, since Joe Burrow's been around. The Bengals have not had an answer to the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield looked like an all-star, all-pro quarterback against the Cincinnati Bengals every single time he played them. You have to give credit where credit's due. Stefanski has had the number of the Bengals. It doesn't really matter who he throws under center or what they do. They dominate. And they continue to do that. So I don't put it, and it's obviously you play the Browns in the playoffs, it matters, but I don't put as much weight on that the Bengals got plowed by the Browns. It's not the first time it's happened. The Browns dominate they just have lately. They just have dominated the Bengals. So it's important to look back and not say, wow, they just got beaten up by a 2-5 football team. Because it's different. It's more than that. So I'm not exactly panicked about what happened on the field against the Cleveland Browns, against a team like the Cleveland Browns, as much as I'm panicked about what happened on the field regarding the players and regarding that offensive line. Because there's going to be other teams. What happens when Tennessee comes to town? What happens when Buffalo comes and plays these guys? And you got these teams with good pass rushers. What are you going to do? They have to find a way to score points to win these football games. They got to protect Joe Burrow to put up points and win these football games. And the big concern now and the massive blow, as if DJ Reader wasn't enough from the run game, now they are losing Chido Awuzie, the team's best cover corner for the entire season, due to a torn ACL. And you best believe that's going to put this defense back a step. Granted, they've been playing good. They've been playing good without DJ Reader. They look pretty solid there. They slowed down Atlanta's run game pretty well there without Reader and Logan Wilson. And maybe this team can continue to battle through adversity. I hope they can and continue to play well through these injuries. But losing that number one, a team where we heard a lot of talk about possibly getting some depth at CB, the Bengals didn't do it. They're going to depend on guys like Cam Taylor-Britt who, hey, he can do it. I mean, they drafted this guy to do it. Let this man step up. But they're going to depend on some of these young guys to step up and play some ball. We'll see what they can do. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned because if this defense that has been playing stellar ball this last year now, if this defense starts allowing more points, the offense has to start scoring more points. And more importantly, the offense has to start scoring more points early in the football games. If the defense gives up a couple scores early instead of bailing out this offense and you're playing behind 3 scores all of a sudden, things get ugly. So yeah, the Bengals, there's a little bit of a reason to be concerned right now. The offensive line is where we're starting. I need to see that improvement because until then, I just don't know what to think of T. Higgins and Todd Boyd. There was a clear game plan in Cleveland. Hurry up and get rid of the football. But if you played like the Browns did and they tackled well, then you're hurting where are you going to the ball? These 3-yard passes ain't going nowhere. You're depending on these broken tackles. So when you play a good defense that's really good at tackling, can slow that down, you're into a world of problems. You need to protect the quarterback. Higgins needs some time to run his routes. Boyd needs some time to create some space. These guys, they're talented. It is still a very talented bunch. I'm not panicked about the talent on the field as much as the talent that's missing in that offensive line. A missing women injury. And the schedule coming up. Bengals are 4-4, and what is really, really crucial here is they're 0-3 in the division. Anything can happen with the wild card, but you really want to look at that division race and say it's a winnable race. They're back a game with the Ravens, but they're not going to own any tiebreakers, and that's a big deal for the division. So again, you start looking at the wild card. When you look at this Bengals schedule, they are a team that can play with their backs against the wall. They are capable of running a gauntlet, but you have to think you can see 3, possibly 4 losses in here especially if they can't figure out the offensive line. I hope not. I hope it's panic, and I hope it's something that's short-lived, because I still believe this is a football team that has more than the abilities to win football games. They just, again, the same things we was worried about week 1 are still a problem in week 8, though, week 9. That's the concern there. It's the offensive line, and it's the injuries. It's a talented defense. Can they play without some of these players, though? That was what was so good about this defense last year, was the continuity. They played together all year. They had a very healthy bunch. Unfortunately, it's not been the case this year, and we'll see. We'll see what they do. As for this year, though, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.